Okay, hi YouTube, we're back. It might not have recorded game one. I was getting some frame skips, so I decided to just restart OBS. We got there in game one. I'll see if I can get that patched in. But if not, we're in game two of the next match with this deck. Opponent is playing blue-green with a little bit of white, sort of like we are. And it just looks like they want to land big fat enchantment things and run us over. I don't really want a 2-for-1 for that. We can take 4 for a minute. But they got their ramp on and they're getting stuff out there real fast. All we can do is that and we'll mill ourselves. See if we can hit a land. We're flooding out a bit, that's what we get for having a 6-lander, but figured it might be worth it. Still don't want to block. We can take 4 another turn. Watch the speed dream trawler. Oh no, Loathsome Chimera, that's great. So I still think we just slap down the boar. If they have counter magic, it sucks for us. But now we have just the best blocker we could ever ask for. We'll try to match their fatties on the ground, I guess. They'll be able to pump that thing and give it trample. That's not great for us. We'll throw out 2. And I think we just want to keep the fatties going. If we attack, we only get... Well, I guess we could get 3 of their things, but the board dies and they get to draw a bunch, so I actually like it on defense here. It's not great against the Colossus, but we can trade alright for the Colossus. Woof. Alright, we can no longer trade very nicely for the Colossus. Double white? Is this the Dream Trawler? Do they also have a Dream Trawler? Are they doing the same thing? No, Dreadful Apathy. Ouch. Alright, well they had answers for our 2 blockers. I think here we're sort of forced into this. They can't bring it back yet. We'll have to come up with an answer. We gotta come up with an answer this turn. Lose to this. That being said, let's thirst for meaning, see if we can find one. We do find the Triumphant Surge. Did we play a land already? We have not. We can Triumphant Surge to stay alive. It is instant. We might get a little bit punished for not doing that at instant speed. I don't know if it matters too much yet. The life gain, very relevant. We'll just drop the Typhon for now. The amulet. And we'll crack the amulet just to keep the deck open. We don't need anything besides forest, so we'll grab one. Play it out there since they know about it. We want all the mana we can get for right this second. Attack, I'd rather kill that. They want to get in for 1 so that they can fight this? Or, oh, they just want to bring back their own type. Target enchanted creature or enchantment creature. So that would actually enchant it. Do we have enough to do both? We do have enough to do both. So I think we need to bring back Chimera. We need to do both. If we slap this there, it gets pretty darn small. I think that's our best bet. We need to just make it as small as possible. It can become, what, a 4-5, but then it just trades with the Chimera. No attacks. We're still trying to stabilize. They can now target the Typhon, which is a little bit of a nombo for us. But it's not like they have great attacks anyways. It does have Trample, which means we probably have to put both on, but we'd love it if they kill the Typhon, because we can just bring it back. Snack is not good for us. Hold back, make them think we have something. We have 2 blockers. We can block enough to not die. They immediately pass. That's interesting. We want all the mana we can get. I will hold 1 land to bluff. Little surprised at all this passing. Omen. Go looking for something. Both of these are decent answers, so we can put an enchantment on the bottom. That would be the Nyx Herald. Or we can just Warbriar Blessing and kill it. If we kill it, we use our Typhon, fight it. They no longer have that option. And then hold on to the Repeal for one of their other threats. So yeah, let's do this. If we do it on the Chimera becomes a 5-4, which is a little bit harder for them to try to kill. We gotta kill the 2-3. And we know we're drawing gas next turn, so we'll probably wait the scry till the turn after that. One top, one bottom. We might be glad we did that. This could be one of their big fatties. Alright. Good call, good read. We have a way to blow that out now. So we could do it now. Let's actually see what's coming. See what we want to do, how we want to do this. Alright, there's Trawler, which means we wanted to hold on to that land. But then we can have Icky Fish after that. It's not necessarily what we would want to pitch. So, right now we want to survive till Trawler. Let's just get rid of that thing. And let's make them have something. They do not. Trawler can now take over this game. They scoop up to Trawler. Alright, got there. Alright, crazy splashing Trawler deck managed to get its 3rd win, get our gems back, and we'll see. I'm happy with it already. As long as I can get 3 wins in these best of 3s, I feel like the deck performed well. We'll see how far this can go. Opponent at 20 life, and they scoop to a Trawler. It was looking really pretty bleak there to start. We were getting run over pretty hard and had a couple good top decks, and managed to, we thirst for meaning to find our sideboard card that let us live for the other turn, and that was the difference. Those 4 life off of that Triumphant Surge were the difference, so when it works, it works. I like this. We can Amulet, go find one of our splashes, and we already have the double green for the Typhon on 4. Triple green. We'll go ahead and play that. We won't show them. I guess we'll probably end up just going to get the planes anyways. We have fewer of them. And we don't need double for anything other than trawler. Play the planes, pass the turn. Little bit mana screwed here to start. I'm sorry, mana flooded. But now we're gonna have a great turn 2 into turn 3. I'm sorry, turn 4 into turn 5. Typhon. Ah, so they actually make it so that they have a reasonable block here. We could Banishing Light away something. But I feel like that's the play for the next turn. We could trade off the Typhon here. I don't really like doing that considering the boar is just going to kill both. So I think we just boar pass. Even if they can find something here that, you know, theoretically gives them an okay block against the boar. Starlit Mantle. Okay, that gives them an out. Let's play this. And let's just start going wide here. Keep all our colors open so they don't know what's coming. We don't really want to Banishing Light anything they have. We'll wait until they drop something we want. And they can get up to 6 power to trade off with the boar, but we actually take their whole team with us if we do that. They draw 3 cards, but they trade for the boar at, you know, absolute best. And I feel like that sort of tempo play is just good enough. And if they don't flash that in, then we just, you know, wrath their board. I don't love giving them cards. Oh, Flicker. Alright, opponent. That was really good. But now that they've done that, we can Banishing Light their flyer away. Since we know they have protection, they're tapped out now. We can take it away. So they do have enough to block and kill the boar. We'd give them a whole bunch of draws, 7, 9, and we'd kill all but one of their things. And we can even drop the Grove Dancer, animate a land, and just really smash hard. I think the pressure is worth it here. Everything has to block the boar. They will get to draw, but they only have 1 planes available. And we get to kill whatever combination of this we feel is most worthwhile. I feel like it's those 3. We'll let them have the Pilgrim. And if it does come down to decking, well, they're going to have a lot less in their deck. Oh, it costs 1 less. They still get a big smash in, and they have to answer it. So they've had decent answers. They've been able to draw a lot of cards, but at the same time, they're dead to alpha, which means they need to have an answer for the boar right now. They could be scrying before card draw to find an answer for the boar. Oh, they top. The boar still has its lure effect, which has just been good enough here to draw in all their blockers and let us smash in with the rest of the team. They need to have an answer for it here or we win. So the opponent thinks they have an answer for it. I think we drop a Grove Dancer. We fire up a land. And hope that this go wide smash is just enough. We don't care how many cards they've drawn. Let's see, I think... How do we want to do this? They played something else. We wouldn't get the Envoy this way, but I don't think that's the problem here. We may just end up decking the opponent with the board, too. That could be fun. We got a bunch of other things smashing in. They have to find a way to try to stay alive. Omen of the Sea. Still looking for an answer. To bottom. So they didn't see it there. I'm still not sure what they try to do to even survive. Oh, there they go. So they can gain life. And we just had lethal anyways. Alright. So that was about as good as the opponent could hope for, and the boar lure was just too much. So they definitely look to be controlling. I'm a little bit scared. Anytime you see a blue-white deck like this, you have to think that they probably have a Dream Trawler, and we probably helped them draw it there. Lots of Flicker of Fates. Flickers usually mean either Sagas or Dreadful Apathies. So that doesn't speak great for our big creature plan. But I think, is there anything we want to do? Did they show a bunch of enchantment creatures? They showed an enchantment or two here and there. Not much, so I don't think we want the Mystic Repeal. They showed a flyer there, a flyer there. I don't think we want Plummet. They didn't show too much graveyard stuff outside of the Sentinel's Eyes. I don't think we want the Soul Guide Lantern. Memory Drains would be about the only thing to help fight the almost inevitable Dream Trawler they have. I don't love it with the mana that we have, though. So I think we just have to play it as is. And let's just hope that we can ride a boar or a Dream Trawler to victory once more. Yeah, against an opponent like this, the memory drains would be better, but if we do that, I feel like we almost just have to like cut the trawler. Maybe even cut the white splash altogether. Although Destiny Spinner makes this hand look amazing. They're likely to have counter magic. Getting this in on 2 means all their counter magics are blanks. And we have Bantron on 3, so interesting. We definitely want to go Spinner. They get to do some scrying. Throw out Bantron, and we could Thirst for Meaning to dig. But I kind of like, let's just develop our board here. They don't know we don't have pump. It's a free attack. And they might be scared enough to not. Okay. They have that. I'd rather just develop a board here. We'll thirst for meeting next turn if we don't find something. Main phase Omen of the Sea, likely digging for a 4th land. There they find it. There they play it. They have a 1/5. Cool. Yeah, we got another Grove Dancer. Here, I kind of like the Thirst for Meaning instead. Although we can start animating lands soon. And with, 3 enchantment, 4 enchantment creatures out when we do so, they're going to be big lands. So let's just keep developing our board. Let's keep going wide. They didn't show any way to punish a go wide strategy. All this card draw. They so have a Dream Trawler in there, and they're so looking for it. That means our plan is to try to win before Dream Trawler is cast. That's about our only hope. Sentinel's Eyes takes away our good attacks. I just want to play a big enchantment creature. We could get in with this. I don't think it's worth it. They just block it. We no longer have free attack like that. Dream Trawler? Commanding Presence. Okay. They have bogled that thing up to high heaven. Maybe that was their plan. Can we 2-spell here? We cannot 2-spell. But we can Typhon. With that thing having hexproof, we don't even have great attacks. Typhon doesn't even attack well. This, at minimum, threatens to block. Ew. What are our outs here? Trawler's an out. Maybe we just have to go digging for a Trawler? Blue source and a Trawler? If we do that, we give up developing this go wide. Let's Typhon here. We can thirst next turn. I think fatties are still right, but it's close. Boar's an out. They'll have to block the boar. That's about as good as we could ask for. They can't counter it. They could apathy it or something. We still don't have attacks. Next turn we can even fire up a land and just get in there for a big strike. Okay, they had a turn to fish. Okay, do we have outs? I think our out is finding both an island and a Dream Trawler for next turn. I think that's our only out at this point. Wow. We do get to gain a bunch of life for this. Not dead yet. And we get to fill up the yard just a little bit for hopefully a Typhon escape. I don't like foresting here. But we can Blessing. We can Blessing to take out the Naiad. That's making their stuff cheaper and serves as at least a blocker. So yeah, let's do that. We also make this a 5/5, give it a better attack. Okay. Opponent just has the answers. We have a bunch of enchantments out. Does firing up lands to send in get us anywhere? To bottom. They clearly weren't their Dream Trawler. Wow, that seems aggressive. I was gonna say. Yeah, you can attack him with flyers. Island this. So our hope right now is to... I think we need to play this. And then have a Grove Dancer activation and try to not die. Okay. Let's see, do we get a land off the top? It was not a land. That was our out. We didn't find it. Showed him a second Warbriar's Blessing, but I don't think that matters. And now we see what they're up to. So they are enchanting things. So now I do like a Mystic Repeal. They showed another flyer. I'm still not necessarily ready to bring in plummets for those, especially with their mirror shields. Feels like we just are asking to get blown out. We'll cut the training. We could also bring in a flyer of our own just as a blocker. And that would maybe replace, I don't know, this Tower Scout. They're both really replaceable creatures. This at least threatens to block, you know, a 1-power thing in the air so that we're not just dead. And again, I'm not loving the plummets now that they showed that. All the targeting stuff got a lot worse. But I think we'll go ahead and keep it. Go to the next game. And we're 1-1 against this opponent. This one's for all the marbles. Let's see if we can get there. We'll be on the play. Well, Dream Trawler's in hand. I think I gotta keep it. We also have Bantron on 3. Drop on 4. A Warbriar's Blessing. It's not bad. And here, I think we will mill ourselves at the end of turn. We have some escape stuff we want to turn on eventually. Woof. That's not what we wanted to see. Here, yeah, we have to Wave Rider, but if we attack first, do they have a way to blow that out? They could make 2 1/1s, and I'm kind of fine with that. The Omen of the Sun. They likely just have a counterspell here. Nope, alright. They may have boarded out counters after seeing, the Destiny Spinner Game 1. Ooh, locking that down is great for us. So what we could do is unlock it and just get in there for 5. If they're worried enough about that, they're worried about just dying here. Alright, great. We will Thirst for Meaning. I think that's a fine way to tap. We can just pitch a Warbriar's Blessing if we want. Doesn't seem to be doing much here. And with that, looks kind of bad. This means Dream Trawler can come out if they tap out, and if not, we can just drop a Typhon. Make them have something. They're just trying to prevent damage. I like that a lot. We'll probably end up milling ourselves at the end of the turn here. Alright, here they have the potential of counter magic, so let's go ahead and get in and drop Typhon. Alright, they can either chump or block. They could still have counter magic, but I kind of don't think they do. Which means I think we go for it here. If they drew counter magic, good job, opponent. And if not, we now have a Dream Trawler on board, which wins this game. They would have used the counter magic earlier. I don't even want to play the forest. It's a good thing to pitch to get the Trawler hexproof. Main phase Omen of the Sea. They're desperately digging for some sort of answer to Dream Trawler. Hopefully they don't find it here. To bottom is a good start. And they scoop it up. So Dream Trawler doesn't even need to attack, it just needs to resolve on board for the victory. Ooh, and we get a Mythic. Hey, and it's Ashiok. Somewhat playable, actually. Alright. 4 wins. So we started out, we went 0-1, and we have now fought our way back to 4-1. And let's go ahead and fire off this last match. See if this deck can get to 5 wins. It would be pretty impressive considering the mana base is actually awful. We could theoretically have a hand where we just have Island, Plains, 2 lands, Dream Trawler. And that means we have Dream Trawler on turn 6. Now, is that a hand that's worth keeping? Definite Dream Trawler on 6. But you have 6 lands, and that's your only play. Ugh. That's not what ended up happening here. But it could. We'll keep this. This is great. We'll have a Traveler's Amulet on 1, hold up Omen of the Sea on 2, see what we're drawing, see what we're getting, and either use this amulet to get our second forest for, you know, the Typhons or the Boar, or second island for Dream Trawler. But we'll have a little bit to decide on that. Looks like the opponent wants to be aggressive. And yes, we would like to play a Traveler's Amulet. Maybe they have Artifact Destruction. No. Fantastic. We'll Omen of the Sea, and then we have a turn 3 play. Against an opponent who looks like they want to be aggro, but is stumbling pretty hard. They may be thinking that we plan to hold up the amulet here. Alright, let's see what they do. They go for the Artifact Destruction, we can crack the amulet. They're just going to give it haste, though. Fine by me. Alright, there's our second forest. Which... do we want that yet? We can also just bottom it. We have good plays for a little while still. Oh, if we keep it, we definitely have a 5-on-5. So let's just draw the spinner now. Play this and run out the Tower Scout. It's just a 3-3. it at least threatens to eat their 2/2 if they can't augment it in some way. And if they can, well, we'll trade a combat trick for a 3/3. Giant. Alright, opponent. That can get them... What can that do? That can either dome us or let them pseudo-draw cards. I don't really love either of those options. Here, I think we just play out the Wave Rider. Have, you know, pretty good block against the Giant. It's just a 1-for-1 for 2 creatures that we don't really care about too much. And we're not at that low of life. If we had to take a hit from the Giant, we could still have a good block against the Giant. They'd have to have, what, exactly? Yeah. So this likely means without them attacking there, they don't have the +2/+2 for 1 white blessing trick. So we can play knowing that they don't have that, at least right now. Throw out a 5/3. And I don't... Do we want to get in with our 3/3? We can still offer a 1-for-1 there. I don't like it nearly as well as a 1-for-1 here, so let's no attack. We have a better late game than this opponent. We want to be able to utilize that. And since we've drawn so many forests, we'll crack the Traveler's Amulet when we have a second for our second blue, so that if we see a Dream Trap, we're good on that front. Oh, so they found an opportunity to use the Revelers to destroy our amulet, so that's almost land destruction here. That was good for them. I still don't think it matters too much, although they have gone wide enough, I'm a little bit worried. The +2/+1 trick on the hero. We just find our island naturally. Just need to spin it. Triggers that. End turn, we'll plan to crack the Omen. Dax. They have to have something really good to be in the 4-1 bracket here. But I really haven't seen it yet. Okay, so they could have a way to blow this out. What blows us out here? They're going for damage. Their thing's a 3/5. If they can pump it some, they could take out, you know, enough stuff. If it's the +2/+0 and first strike trick, they have 5 points of first strike, which means the double block with those is not enough. We read out that they probably don't have the +2/+2 trick. Triple block here is alright. At best, they use the first strike to kill this, and we still get it. So it's a 2-for-1. I like the triple block here. Yeah, they can just eat the Forerunner, and even if they have a trick that's... I think that's about all the better they could do. They could have Infuriate, which might make this a little bit worse, but we're still killing their Giant. So what do they have? If it's Infuriate, we lose both of these, but we still trade. We trade no matter what. Final Flare. Alright, it's still a... They still get a 1-for-1 there. I feel like that was pretty good for us. we can bottom 2 lands here. And we got a Typhon coming down. That's going to block pretty well for us. I'm not sure what the opponent's plan was there. That seemed like an ill-thought-out attack with that trick. Because they traded 2 for 1 for our thing, and then we got a 1 for 1 there. So they're down pretty good in that interaction. Now we have instant speed things. We could make a 1/1 land, but that doesn't seem great. We'll hold that up as sort of a trick. Pass the turn. We have the return to maybe blow out some sort of trick here. If they place it on the Daxos or the Glory Bearers, we can kill it in response. And if they have nothing, we'll let this go as the status quo. I think our deck's the better late game deck. And here, training. They kill the Typhon, it's alright, it has escape. We're just doing this mostly to draw our card. Does make the Typhon have maybe a slightly better block against the Glory Bearers. And it's 4 to activate, which gives us 2. We'll play it. They likely don't have hand discard. Not in red-white. So we're safe to play the land. That way we can hold up the Return to Nature and also animate a land as a 2/2. Which will just give us another blocker. You know, we can put that on the Hero of the Pride or something if they decide to swing in. Favored. Alright. Blessing. So if we blessing something, I like killing the favorite of Iroas. That can get rather big if they try to augment it. This will just make our Typhon even scarier. Also means that if they kill the Typhon, we have 2 enchantments going to the graveyard to help fuel the escape for it. We don't have to give up anything else. If we attack with the Typhon, we have to exile how many other cards? 4 other cards. We already have that. This feels like an alright attack, but they likely just take it. So I like it on defense here. We have the better late game. We have a Dream Trawler in here. Multiple Hero of the Prides. I'm expecting Pump at some point. That's likely at least one, if not both of those cards, which is another reason I'm a little hesitant to attack. You know, a big enough mass team Pump could get us. We'll run out the Grove Dancer. This will make the lands 4/4s, which are actually pretty menacing. And if the land dies, we also get to gain some life from it. So I'm liking our position. We have more Grove Dancers in here. And we're just digging until we can find our Dream Trawler, really. If we find the Boar, that gets us to go pretty wide as well, especially making land. They're going digging. They have to have some other really good card in here. Again, they're 4/1. They didn't get here for no reason. We have to be somewhat scared of it. Alright, turn to fish. What can we turn to fish? Or do we just hold on to that? I mean, the best thing would be a Hero of the Pride, and if they only had one, I'd do it, but they still have a second one. Glory Bearers make their things a little harder to kill, but I like just holding on to it. We'll lock down their best threat when the chance comes. So far, they haven't shown anything that I really want to turn to a fish. Scofo's Maze Warden. Alright, that is something I might not hate turning into a fish. Alright, we get a land. If we attack in with the Typhon, what does that do? I don't like doing that yet. It loses 2 of our enchantments. It makes the lands that the Destiny Spinner produce so much smaller. Hold on to 1 land here. Alright, Oracle. They're going kind of wide. I don't like that when they have 2 Hero of the Prides out. But I think we still have an okay defense against everything. Alright, Thirst for Meaning, that's great. We can go digging. Let's draw a couple of cards. That's why we held on to land. We can pitch it to this. There's the Trawler. We unfortunately had to tap 1 blue for that, so we don't have Trawler this turn. If we pitch things, we could just pitch 2 lands. And we don't really need lands, and those will actually gain us 2 life if we do so. So here, let's just drop a Grove Dancer and pass. Means I don't think we can animate a land. Yeah, we can't animate a land this turn, but we do have the Return to Nature. Did we mill over the board really early? No, that was the other game. Alright, turn. And here we just Dream Trouble. See if this draws out the concession immediately. Now we really don't want to get rid of extra cards in our library. Omen of the Sun, they're going to try to keep going wide here. Seems to be their play is the go wide. They've also gained a lot of life with this Daxos, which is starting to bite us just a little bit here. But we still have, you know, the top 11 cards here. And I feel like we don't want to Thirst for Meaning then because we're a little bit worried about decking. Typhon's fantastic. And I think now we do want to start attacking him with our 1 Typhon. We're going to gain some life from this Trawler. And the Typhon attacking in is going to give us enough of a clock that we might be able to get there on damage before we deck ourselves. If they throw stuff in front of the Typhon, we also have a reasonable sized graveyard we can use to escape it once or twice. This will make our lands a little smaller with a spinner, but at this point I think we need to start getting in there. Indomitable Will, this is a great time to just go ahead and kill that. Gets us a 2 for 1. and they're chumping, we'd like to find our thing that has trample. Oh, this already has trample, that's right, the Cetessan training. So let's go ahead and slap another Voracious Typhon down. Hold on to the land to pitch to give Trawler hexproof, and we have an Ichthyomorphosis for anything they play that might threaten this plan that we have laid out. So they can rummage. They can rummage real hard. Alright, pitching lands. They didn't have Pump yet. I'm still wondering if they may get Pump here. But at this point, we're smashing in with Typhons. Just gonna try to get there that way. As well as, obviously, the Dream Trawler. We can attack with that for a few more turns, at least. Still rummaging. They're finding lands. We don't want to Thirst for Meaning. That's a lot of cards we'd have to draw. And decking's a real possibility. And here, I like throwing out a Grove Dancer. And we can actually make sufficiently large lands at this point that I'm kind of on board for firing up lands and starting to send them. And they scoop it up. Yeah, alright. They didn't show enough enchantments that I want to bring that in. I mean, they showed, what, that enchantment creature, that one? It's like it. They want to get aggro on us, but at the same time, their deck didn't look super aggressive. Their best card was that giant. They didn't show anything in the air, so we don't need plummets. This could gain us life, but it didn't seem to matter that game. They didn't even have anything big enough to surge, although if they, battle cruisered something up, they might, but I still don't even like that. I think our deck is just pretty favored here, as long as we can stabilize early. I could see this opponent having, a really good curve out into a mass pump thing. They go Hero, they go the Omen of the Sun, they have 3 things out, they have a big pump thing, they target the hero, everything gets swole, and they smash in. Like as early as turn 4. So we want to keep a hand only if it lets us, stop some early aggression. If it's... oh... You know what, go back on everything I just said. I see a Dream Trawler. And we can lock down one thing. Sure. Alright, top of the deck. Just be kind to us. We wanted to be able to stop early aggression, but... can you really say no to a Dream Trawler in your opening hand when you have 5 of the 6 mana to cast it? And look at that, there's a return to nature. We're able to shoot some stuff out. They're enchantment creatures, kill them off. There's the hero. And oh, wonderful, we have a play. That's at least a blocker. And I kind of like just fishing the hero up. The way they win is by going wide and pumping the hero. They don't attack? Are they stuck on 2? And we have Dream Trawler mana? Since they're not attacking, I don't want to fishify that. I just want to get to Dream Trawler mana and cast Dream Trawler. Oh, opponent. They kept something that was a little bit, something that needed a 3rd land, or specifically probably a mountain. They're missing their red. Oh, there's the red. We'll see what they do here. I am shocked that they haven't attacked. They should be up 4 more points at least. There's a thing to return to nature. It's a big 4 power thing. It's good. Yeah, sure. Oh, this is just... I don't know if I could have scripted it too much better. And it's not blocking, so might as well get it in there. 4-1 at least threatens to trade for the hero, and at this point I think we just do it because the next turn Dream Controller comes down and invalidates everything. Even if they have a way to blow that out, it's not the end for us. We may have to be a little careful if they find a Dreadful Apathy of the Flicker of Fate Dreadful Apathy onto our Dream Trawler, but that would require at least a turn. Let's go ahead and get in there with the Chimera. Well, no, they trade it with that. So they need to get Flicker of Fate with the Dreadful Apathy. If they can't get up to 5 mana, that means they're just transferring this. We know that they very well might have Pump here. We are not going to put Dream Trawler in harm's way. Yep, that makes a lot of sense there, opponent. And we're not too sad. And we even get a Typhon to run out. We could also Fishify that. Let's get in there with... Let's just do Trawler for now. Alright, we get another land damage. Since we have another land, I don't mind doing this. Run out Typhon, Fishify that. Well, do we hold Fishify for something that's worse? They just scoop. Never mind. We're overthinking it. We have a Dream Trawler. Who cares? Okay. So, you know, first couple of games, first couple of matches, I think we saw Dream Trawler once. Here at the end, we saw it a whole bunch, and it does what Dream Trawler does, which is invalidates everything else that's going on and wins you the game. Cool. And we'll end here by... Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. We'll end here by opening a bunch of packs. First Nyxborn Colossus. Nice. Gallia, our very first draft deck, featured her. She was pretty great there. Deer Kraken. Oh, would have loved this to have been a limited pack. That's a great card. It's pretty much a bomb that gets down on turn as early as turn 3. And they get Perforos. His intervention. I guess that's sort of fine in the brawl on here, but nothing else really. Lamia, good limited card. I don't think it's basically any standard play. Hey, it's another Ashiok. That's our second one here tonight. I think I crafted 2 on this account already, so I think that actually rounds out the playset of Ashiok, so we'll go check. And another Deer Kraken. Alright. So let's just go check out collection for a brief moment there, see if, in fact, those rounded out playsets. The Nadir Kraken, yep, we got 4 of those now. Ashiok, we have 4 of those now. So yeah, we have, we're getting playsets of some of this, and I now have a Perforos to use with the very cool Perforos art style. Alright, so thank you, YouTube, for watching this. This will go up. Hopefully I'll be able to patch in that very first game that we might have missed. I'll see if I can work on that, and this should go up soon. So, bye YouTube, catch you in the next one.